Okay, hi everyone, hope you're doing well. This is my 2026 collection walkthrough video. I'm going to do two versions of this video. One is the short version where it is going to be very to the point and I'm going to show every sheet of this collection. And then the longer version is where I'm going to also show some of the behind the scenes process of illustrating this collection. I am currently getting over a cold at the moment, so I do apologize about my congested voice. I guess the unifying element across all of the 12 months is that I decided to hand paint all of the artwork instead of drawing digitally. And if you go to my website and click 2026 collection, it will bring you to the page with, honestly, I think all of the information that you need. There is a color swatch chart. There's also the planner size quiz, which you can take, and the quiz will give you recommendations for which of these pieces work for your planner. The descriptions also have both metric and imperial measurements for anything that's relevant. So yes, you should be able to find everything you need on the website. And this video is more so a way for me to tangibly show all of the sheets in person. So I think the first detail that I want to mention is that because we're going with this like pencil and watercolor aesthetic, I redid the header just for this collection, and this is my own pencil writing, TheCoffeeMonsterzCO, and I also redrew the coffee bean with pencil and watercolor. So starting off with the Hobonichi Cousin kit, I'm going to explain the first page in depth, and then for the rest of the pages I will just quickly show you. Again, this is a one-page kit and it starts off with an art box and a label. This monthly label is cut separately so that you have the freedom of using this for any month that you wish. We have 6 of these rectangular labels, and this can be used to cover the red Sundays and holidays throughout the Hobonichi Cousin. Personally, it doesn't bother me, so as you can see, I don't cover it in my planner. However, it is also great to use just as a label. Then we have 4 of these skinny labels. These cover 2 of the grid squares in the Hobonichi Cousin. We have 4 of these whited out labels, and these cover about 2.5. And then we have 2 of these larger boxes. I think most of them have like 1 decorative box and 1 whited out kind of more writable box. 6 dots, which I always use on the sidebar. And then again, all of the icons, same as last year, but just in my sketchy pencil style. We have the Monday through Sunday headers, which fit at the top. All of the text in this collection, it is my own pencil writing. We have a longer sticky note and a little flag doodle. So that is the basic format, and I will quickly show you all of the pages for part 1, which is January through June. The next kit is the Hobonichi Weeks kit, and this is also a one-page kit. So very quickly, we have the art box, the monthly text header, which is cut separately. We have a full decorative box, 2 of these half boxes, which some of them are fully decorative, some of them I make sure you have a little bit of space to write things as well. And then we have the sticky note, some icons, more icons. This large grid box is meant for the bottom of the Hobonichi Weeks. We have some little dots, the Monday through Sunday headers, and also some labels. So again, I will just show you the rest of the pages. So next up, I'm going to talk about the large kit. This is basically meant for planners such as the ᴘᴇᴜᴜ or the Happy Planner. So the large kits come with 3 pages. The first page of this kit is quite universal, and so I sell the first page of this separately, and I would best describe this as great for like scrapbooky journaling styles, and it's not meant for any specific planner. So these are like quote-unquote ripped paper pieces. So again, the page 1 is available separately, and not only that, it is available both as matte and washi paper. I have gotten a lot of questions about whether you should go with washi paper or matte paper. What's the difference? I will put on a screen very quickly. You can pause to read the pros and cons of each, I suppose. So yes, the other thing about washi paper is that the colors do differ from the regular matte. And I will say the regular matte is the closest to what I originally intended the colors to be. Washi paper is a little bit darker and brighter. It's just how things are with the different printers and printers and papers. So yeah, this is just something to note. So again, we have a bunch of corner pieces and edge pieces. You also have the month cut separately. I also included some extra doodles to decorate. And lastly, every month also has 4 of these watercolor dots, which you can use as bullet points or just as decoration. And then at the bottom, again, we have all of the icons and little doodle boxes over here. So those were all of the kits, and now I'm going to move on to the coordinating add-ons. For the coordinating add-ons, I'm going to start with the sticky notes. These, as you can see, are also sketched out with pencil, and I always try to do a good mix of like solid ones, some patterned ones, ones with more decorative doodles, and ones that don't have any decorative doodles, so that it is a lot more versatile. I'm going to talk about the next 2 together because they're kind of like sister products. The bullet journal page is one of our most popular ones every year, and I swear this page is cursed because for the past 2 years, I believe, I made an error with this page, and it was always around numbers 26 and 27. So this year I quadruple checked, and I really hope there are no issues, because if there is, I'm gonna lose my mind. But yeah, so far I think it's fine. Anyways, this is the bullet journal page, and as the name indicates, you can use it for bullet journals and really any like undated planners and journals. So we have the Monday through Sunday and to-do headers up top. We also have a row of mini doodles, and then numbers 1 through 31, so you can use this for any month. And then with the empty space, I have some little check boxes. So as you can see, these are meant for the top left corner of whatever monthly box. However, if you have a planner that has a number on the top right corner, or this just doesn't really work for you, that is why I came up with this new set of date dots. These are the watercolor dates, and this is on washi paper, so it is transparent. So we have Monday through Sunday, the to-do, numbers 1 through 31, 4 little watercolor bullet points, some small watercolor doodles, and also speech bubbles at the bottom. So yes, we love some extra options. The next 2 I will also be talking about together. So I introduced the Doodle Icon Sampler last year, and I love this so much. It is just a mix of universal icons that you can use throughout the month, and just to go with the whole watercolor aesthetic, I took it one step further and I redrew all of the icons with pencil, and now we have this watercolor version. Then we have labels galore. So again, I already have the metric measurements on the website. We have 1.3 inch, 1.1 inch, 0.94 inch, and 0.8 inch. The 1.3 inch comes with 4 of the whited out labels, 4 skinny labels, some doodled labels, and some boxes. And there's a mix of decorative and also writable boxes. The 1.1 inch has the whited out labels, skinny labels, doodled labels, and also the boxes. Okay, sorry. I just realized instead of getting the 1.1 inch for May, I got 0.8 inch. Yikes, sorry about that. But you get the gist, and you can see what it looks like on the website. And for the 0.8 and 0.94 labels, I had more space to work with, so I also included some little banners and sticky notes. Okay, the last set of coordinating add-ons are the washi strips, and these are really popular every year. These work with any planner. This is printed on the transparent washi paper, and the top are 2 rows of the doodle strips, and these are cut out. And then you get 2 strips of the more solid washi strip. I included 4 of these like doodled washi strips, and these are cut out, so these ones are a bit larger. And then I also have 4 of these solid strips, and these are cut on the inside, so they are the smaller size. And I feel like this just gives people a little bit more flexibility. And the other thing to note is that this is a seamless design, so you can piece the 2 strips of washi together and it can just like flow as one strip. Similar to previous years, I'm also going to have a quarterly large doodle sampler. So this is quarter 1 and it's roughly divided into thirds. This is a great way if you just want to add a few doodles throughout the year and you don't need like a full sampler for every month. There's a mix of small doodles, medium, and large doodles. But because I spent so much time on this collection, I felt like it would be kind of a waste to just use a select few doodles and discard the rest. So I also decided to make a dedicated sampler page for every single month. There are some repeated designs with the sampler, but I was very cautious of that, and I tried to design it in such a way that if you buy the sampler and the full page, it's not like redundant and you still get a really good variety of doodles. We then have the small doodles, and these are organized by rows. So the website listing has all of the information, but basically the first row is January, February, March, April, May, June. So we have part 1 and part 2, and these are just small. Then something else that is new, I didn't stop there, is this Helen's Sketches series. So these are the original sketches of the collection before I painted them in. And because I didn't really know how this would be received, I decided to put 2 months on a single page. So yes, lots of doodle options for 2026. Then I'm gonna go over the dots and squares. Something else that is new. Oh shoot, I just realized a mistake. Oh man. Okay. At the top, I have the numbers 1 through 6 to indicate like this column is January, February, March. But for July to December, I forgot to change the numbers. I will try not to dwell on that. These are the watercolor dots, which are new this year. Then we have the regular dots, which I did last year, and these do have the correct numbers at the top. Then we have the mini dots and the mini squares, really good as bullet points, making lists, checklists, color coding, etc. Then we have the monthly headings and numbers. For each of these options, I have the regular matte version and the washi paper version. So this is the colorful, which is the monthly text with a little doodle or two. And you also have the 2026 text. For the black and white version, the text is a little bit bigger, but it is a bit narrower because I didn't include the doodle as part of the sticker. And again, we have the matte version and the washi paper version. And then lastly, we have the monthly numbers in washi paper and matte, a larger version and a smaller version. And we also have 2026 over here. Next up, we have the monthly artwork boxes. So these are what comes in the kits, but sold separately on its own page. So I'm very excited to say that for this year, for the first time ever, wait, where is it? Oh, sorry, that was kind of anticlimactic. For the first time ever, I am making a version for the Hobonichi original, which by the way is the A6. There's just multiple names for it, but it is the Hobonichi original A6. So we have the matte version and the washi paper version. And again, there is a color difference due to the different printers and the paper. Oh man, okay, sorry. I am really struggling to get through this video. Then we have the Hobonichi Weeks version. Cute, cute, cute. And then lastly, the Hobonichi Cousin version. Next up, we have the Wacky Holidays. I did 2 versions for the Wacky Holidays. We have the label text and also the doodle text. So the label text is a little bit smaller and the text is cut separately as a rounded label, whereas the doodle text is a single sticker and it's a little bit bigger. Then we have a single sheet of these small sticky notes. These are extracted from the Hobonichi Weeks kits. Okay, then I have these 2 pages, which are really exciting for me. This one called Just Hobonichi Things works for both the Cousin as well as the A6 original. The labels match all of the monthly themes, and you also have some extra title stickers. And then I also made a version for the Hobonichi Weeks. There is an extra little strip for the English version to cover up the text. You also have 2 number strips for the side here, and then you have this giant grid box which covers the holidays over here, and you can use it to write a quotation or some important dates, stuff like that. You also get a bunch of these like title stickers, and I also included 2025 and 2027. That is not a mistake. It is just to cover this year at a glance page. A few more things left. So as I said, I really wanted to make some dedicated pieces for the Hobonichi A6 original. So in addition to all of the coordinating add-ons, I also made these header stickers. These are all individually cut like that. Each page covers 4 months, so January, February, March, and April. And you also get an extra label strip. This is part 2, and then this is part 3. Then we have something very similar for the Hobonichi Cousin. Each page covers 6 months of the year. This is new, and these 2 pages, they just make me so happy to look at. These are very similar to these labels that come with the kits. And again, this can be used to cover the red holidays. You can use it just as labels, decorative washi strips, stuff like that. So again, each page covers 6 months. This will be January, February, March, April, May, June. Sorry, July, August, September, October, November, December. This is the Hobonichi Cousin monthly habit trackers, and this is very similar to last year. The only really quote-unquote difference is that the little dots are the watercolor dots that I painted. These are the Hobonichi Weeks monthly date covers. They are individually cut strips, and they're divided into quarters, and these are meant to cover the dates at the top if you want to. You get 1 through 31 for all of the months, so you can use this for any month that you wish. And then you also get a bunch of extra ones, so you can cover like the days that are not part of the month. And then last but not least, hopefully, yes, sorry, I truly am excited about this. I'm just like, my throat is not having a great time. I already put them in my Hobonichi Cousin, and I think they look so cute. So unlike previous years, these do not have a black border. That is kind of how it's cut. And the reason why I have 4 is because I have the option of Monday and Sunday start, and for each of the Monday and Sunday start options, there's also the Northern and Southern Hemisphere. Okay, so I think that is everything that I have to show for this collection. This is coming out again this Thursday. I wish I could have done this video earlier, but it is what it is. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you so much for all of your support in the past few months. I do have to work on part 2 of the collection now, which is July through December, but I do have like all of the doodles done and stuff, so it's not going to be as stressful, hopefully. So yes, thank you so much again for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Bye and take care.